So, it's been a really, really busy week. We have visitors. This is my oldest granddaughter, Genesis. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So it's been really stressful, trying to accommodate, trying to give love to everybody who needs it, shining my light brightly. So the other day, I had spoken to a couple loved ones that I had, and it was going fine. It was a good day. I got to the last phone call, and afterwards I noticed that anxiety rose, and it rose hard, and I didn't understand it because it had been a good day, and I was like, why am I feeling anxiety? And then I got it, and it was such a huge epiphany for me. I felt so grateful to understand that I gave away more light than I had. So I went into my deep reserves, the reserves just for me, and I gave away light that I needed for me. So if you ever played a game, Genesis, Sega, Atari, GameCube. There was a GameCube, thank you very much. Xbox, PlayStation, any kind of game. So you go through the first level, right? And you have to find all the things that you have to find. So the little nuggets, the little energy capsules, all of that. And you get to the big boss. And it's always a big door, something like that. And you need the key. You need the boss key on that level to get through that door. What happens when, I know you've done it, you get to the big door and you don't have the key? Shit. You gotta go all the way back to the beginning and do everything again because you missed something, right? You have to do it again because there's no shortcut. Without the key, you can't graduate the level. I think that's a lot like life in this situation. So when things happen that we don't understand and they're contractual, they're painful, you look for the gold in the middle of it. So when this happened the other night and I felt all of this anxiety, my first question now, finally, yay, default question is, what am I supposed to learn from this? So there was anxiety rising, and my old default was to just panic and try to, when you feel like nervous or anxious and you're like, oh no, I don't want to feel that. Oh, what does that mean? You know that feeling?
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, say, what am I supposed to learn from this? What can I learn from this? What is this trying to teach me? And when you ask new questions, you get new answers. And what I got was, it was one phone call too many. So at that point, I now know when I feel a little tired and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm sorry you're going through that. Can we hook up tomorrow and talk about it? Because I have no energy left. And that's just the truth. And the people who are meant to be in your life will be like, oh my God, we can talk tomorrow. And I know you love me, but we can talk tomorrow because I love you too. You need to love yourself too. So that's a great way to determine who's supposed to be in your life and who isn't. Because the people that don't understand your self-loving,
if you don't love yourself, then nobody's gonna love you because you don't pay attention to yourself.
That's right. And what are you? What does Manny say you are? What are you?
I'm a Wonder Woman and a goddess.
So that's the thing. When something bad happens, instead of resisting it, embrace it. And it's uncomfortable. I'm not going to tell you it felt good. It does not feel good in that moment. But the epiphany that happened was huge for me to see the correlation that I gave away too much light, and the anxiety rose to tell me, hey girlfriend, you're giving away too much. You're giving from your cistern, from what you need for basic life operations. When you're on a ship, another analogy, I'm a Star Trek fan and a Star Wars fan, and sci-fi is my thing. So what happened?
Wonder Woman fan.
That's right, I'm a Wonder Woman fan. So when you're on a ship and they divert all energy to life support systems, right? Because life support systems has to come first. You can't take care of the science deck and the medical deck and all the other decks if you don't take care of life support systems. Number one thing, life support systems. And that's exactly what happened to me the other night. I gave a little energy away from my life support system, and the anxiety kicked in to say, hey girlfriend, not right now. Tell them you love them and you'll talk to them tomorrow. And now I know to do that. So maybe in the midst of things that happen, we can learn things about what we need, how we need to self-love, because self-love is everything. Who do you love first before anybody else?
My sister, and sometimes you.
How about you?
Me first, because I'm my own person and I love myself more than anything. Because if you love something else than yourself, you'll forget about yourself and yourself will go down.
Yourself will go down, your vibration will lower, and then you won't have anything good to give anybody, right?
Yeah.
High five.
You just have sadness left in your body.
Right. True story. So the next time something like that happens, instead of pushing it away, Carl Jung said that which we resist persists. So if you push it away and you fight it and you resist it, it roars louder to be heard and to be seen. But what if we just accept it and say, what else do I need to learn? What are you trying to teach me? What are you showing me? And maybe you'll get lessons too. And that's amazing when you get clues to your own existence. And I got that the other night, and it was freaking amazing to understand. When I give away too much light, anxiety rises. Don't give away too much light, anxiety won't rise. There we go. So have an amazing day. Right?
Bye.
Say bye.